This is Peace of Mind Sports Podcast, presented by the Fam and the Overs Club for your best bet. Now here's your hosts, Mark, Max, and Marley.
Peace of Mind Sports Podcast coming to you live, NFL Week 6. Oh, Marley, we have a show today, brother. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Oh, good morning to you. Good morning to you, everybody. How we doing? Like Mark said, Week 6, baby, NFL. Let's go. We got 4 teams on a bye this week. Some of them need them, some of them don't. But, we got a good slate of games this week. It's good to see. We already got the London game going off. Mark, you got a score update on that?
Score update from London. Jaguars 3, Bears 7. Bears with the ball on the Jacksonville 24-yard line. 35 seconds to go before halftime.
Oh, so they're about to score. Let's go.
So we both took the Bears. The
Jags are in a downward spiral, but I think that the Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, is finally starting to come around in that system.
Indeed.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to get film on him and whatnot. But I really think that kid's starting to come around inside the NFL. It's good to see the Bears actually making something out of a prospect quarterback for now. We'll see what happens here later in the season.
Especially with the players that they have. They have some good playmakers, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And, they have good wide receivers. They have a decent running back. I think they improved their offensive line.
They've always had a solid defense.
Yeah,
that's the one thing the Bears have always had is a solid. Like they've always been known to they you don't piss around with their defense, but it's always been like Cal Orton. You know what I mean? Like Jake Plummer or whatever.
We'll update that game as we go. We are actually going to start on the college football side today. Marley wanted to talk a little bit of college football today, which is cool. We do enjoy.
Starting to watch it.
We do enjoy watching and discussing college football on this show as well. We know Max is a big contributor of our college aspect. He's been on assignment for the past several weeks, so we are holding it down while he is on assignment. All right, Marley, a little bit of college football. I'll highlight some games from yesterday. Some key games that might shake things up a little bit, but I also want to explain to you how probably the rest of the season is going to move forward. All right, so the first game that I'm going to discuss is number 1 Texas defeating number 18 Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry game. It's one of the biggest rivalry games in college sports, all right?
Yeah.
And these teams
I know about
do not like each other at all. But Texas...
It's almost like gunfights at the stadium, like old West style.
Yeah, like Texas comes out with, they got, I forget their mascot's name, the big
it's a
Longhorn.
Texas Long.
Yeah, and Oklahoma, they were the road team, but like they come out in the in like the wagon with the horse, and they have the whole 9 and everything. It's a really cool tradition. Texas rolls Oklahoma 34-3. Texas is right now the best team in the country. They have all the bells and whistles on their team. They were really close to making the college national championship game last year with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. He's going to be a high draft pick going into the draft. And then it's not like they can't just plug in a Manning, behind him if you've ever heard that last name before. So Texas rolls 34-3. Moving on, Marley. This is another big game I wanted to talk about, and it was actually part of my parlay that I hit last night. Penn State coming back down 20-6 at halftime, rolls in overtime at USC for their first Big Ten matchup. 33-30, Marley. They're playing well. Penn State's a top 4 team right now. They're probably going to move up to probably number 3. Due to another game that I'll talk about coming forward. This is USC's first season in the Big Ten, and they're getting a big dose of reality. They are now 1-3 in the Big Ten. They lost to Michigan. Okay, Michigan's still a pretty decent team. They lost to Minnesota, who's usually one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. And then they lose back-to-back now against Penn State at home. So USC is getting a wake up call going from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. Obviously, we've been able to catch a couple, at least one Penn State game. We were watching it when we were up in the Rivers Casino when I was in town, and they look pretty good, man. And I know as much as of course the Steelers are a big part of Pennsylvania sportsmanship, but they also like college football. They like the College of Pittsburgh, Pitt, and they like their Penn State Nittany Lions. So improving to what are they now? 6-0. Penn State is. So the thing about Penn State is they still have trouble playing teams like Michigan, Ohio State. Like those are the games that they have to win to show that they can roll with the big dogs. But I firmly expect Penn State to end up making the college football playoffs this year.
Nice.
Let's roll down to. Unless you had something to comment, I'll just keep going.
Hit one against Cal yesterday as well.
Yeah, let me look into that game because I actually believe. Yeah, I was going to get to the Pitt game because Pitt was another team that I had in my parlay. Number 22, nice. Pitt improves to 6-0, and they are 2-0 in the ACC. Cal falls to 0-3 in the ACC in their first year. In the ACC, also coming from the Big 12. Pittsburgh wins 15-17, and it was a game. It was 6-7 after the first quarter, and then 10-3 after the second. So, like at halftime, Pittsburgh was looking like they were on a run, and then actually Pittsburgh got shut out in the second half. Cal was able to put up 6 points in the fourth quarter, but still was not enough as Pitt got a late stop in Pitt territory when I thought Cal would end up kicking a field goal. They end up turning the ball over on downs as Pittsburgh takes over. They were never able to recover. So in that, Marley, I had, let's see, I put, how much was it? I might have to go back in here and look. I had the bet pulled up, but it like reshuffled itself. So I had Pitt. I had Penn State. Western Michigan, who beat Akron 34-24. That was not really a game. BYU, who's tough. They're a ranked team. They beat the crap out of Arizona 41-19. And I threw one of Matt's teams in there, Louisiana, 34-24 over Appalachian State. So $5 got me 42-43. Marley, how about that? Not bad. I also decided to do something that I wanted to wait to see how these matchups would go. I took all three of the Louisiana teams that sometimes Marley will discuss on the show about, and that's obviously LSU, who had a big game. They won in overtime. That was a fun game to watch after watching my team lose. I'll get to that game in a minute. LSU wins 26-29 in overtime. That was an awesome game. Louisiana beats Appalachian State 34-24, and then the third leg was UL Monroe, here where Matt is. 38-21 over Southern Mississippi. So 3-leg parlay. I bet $2.50 on it. Paid me $11.05. So I'll take that. Take that dub.
Not bad. Not bad.
Marley, you watched my game, didn't you?
Yes, I did, sir.
And
I gotta tell you, man. So
go ahead.
Here's what I think.
Give me your thoughts.
I think that Ohio State had the better offense or the better defense, and the Ducks had the better offense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still very high-powered offenses on both sides. It was a very high-scoring game. It really went back and forth. I cannot believe your quarterback did not go down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that man had a 5-yard dash. That's all he needed. 5 more yards to make it a comfortable field goal. He tried to get them extra couple and ran out of time. I looked at my phone like I can guarantee you right now there was probably a slight boom around Ohio when that happened. Like I wouldn't know if there was like
go down. Yeah.
Yeah, like whenever like the no from everybody, like whenever the clock, like I want to know if there was a seismic movement in Ohio when that shit happened.
Oh yeah,
because
Ohio Twitter went a little nuts. However,
yeah, like that was a very, very, very Like you got to be more aware of your surrounding. And then like the fact that they let the clock run like they did not help them at all. But it's a very good game, man. Like I think that that was a good win by a number 3 team into going like at home. Number 2 coming into the house.
Yeah,
Uh,
two top five teams battling it out. You know,
yeah,
that's
that
just
was
the way it goes sometimes.
wasn't a beating. It was a very good game decided by only a few points. Yeah.
So I'll add. So going back to the specific play, I can actually go back a little bit further. They were driving, they were looking pretty good. They had a couple self-inflicting penalties and things that happened that actually put them in that position. So you take those things away, and you don't put yourself in that position to where you're trying to make a final play to try and get into field goal range. I do believe even if he had gone down a few yards earlier and they got the timeout, they would have still been around 50 something yards to a field goal. But at least they would have gave the dude a chance to kick a field goal.
Exactly. You got to give him a chance. That kid's gonna come out. He's gonna put his whole leg into that ball.
Yeah.
And he's gonna make a play. And at least got to give the kid a shot. It might not be his best, what I mean. But hey, like if he wins, you're a genius. If he loses, it's man, he probably wasn't gonna make it anyway. But at least they had a chance. But damn good game, man. Like I was like I said, I haven't really watched too much college football in my years, but the past couple weeks, I really haven't a whole lot to do on Saturdays, so I figured, what the hell.
The other side of it too, many fans will take this a different way, just based on opinions. Everybody has one, obviously. So the way I see it, though, so without the playoffs, the college football playoffs, I think in my understanding, like these two teams battling it out wouldn't decide who goes to the college football playoffs or not, because it's a number 2 versus number 3. Like Ohio State losing this game with one loss, if they were to run the table the rest of the year, they would probably still able to get into the college football playoffs. Now this is expanded to 12 teams. So like, unfortunately, I can look at it as like, all right, well, they lost to Oregon. They're probably going to end up making the college football playoffs anyways. Obviously, they have to play all the games, and they still have to show that they can do that, because they might be able to take another loss against like a top 10 or top 15 team and still get in. But that's kind of the problem now that I have with college football. Like this used to be like, oh, if you lose a game, like you're basically done. But now they can lose like a game or two, and they can just still walk their way into the playoffs. Obviously, I'm sure the players don't think of it that way. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a different, yeah, there's like a different competitiveness to it now, to where like I'm not really sweating over this game, because I feel like that they're still gonna have a good run for the rest of the year. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thought. Like but that's why, and that's the other reason why I still can't really sink my whole, thought process into college football, because of how the ranking systems go. And like the NFL is cut and dry. You either win or you lose.
Yep.
We don't care who you play. But that's the problem with the college game. You got Notre Dame paying people to come up and kick the shit out of them, thinking they're going to win. And you play a high school team, and that's not even like that game doesn't even really count. It's like a gimme game. Like, yeah, we already knew you were going to win. So
well, here's the problem too. The whole system relies on a committee. They're supposedly unbiased. Supposedly unbiased, but I don't think so. Like you have a team like,
how is a human like that is the most fallible system in the world, because how is a human not biased in some way?
I'll give a couple examples. So like Alabama, like they're still ranked number 7. They barely beat South Carolina 27-25, which they should have lost that game. Like, but they're not really going to look at it. They're going to be like, oh, Alabama got another win. They lost to Vanderbilt in one of the biggest upsets in SEC history, like last week. And then they barely beat a Georgia team, which should have made it just like the Ohio State and Oregon game, a game that could have gone either way. So like they have bias towards like Alabama a little bit. They're still ranked number 7. Imagine that being in the NFL. Like in the preseason rankings that come out, the Chiefs would be number 1 pretty much every season. Would you agree? Like, do you think the Chiefs would be number 1? That they would rank?
No, because there's teams that are better than them right now. Like, and that's just facts.
Right now,
like, there's
yes.
I would love to see the Chiefs and the Vikings go at it.
Yeah. But the Chiefs would be number 1. I mean, I know they are one of the few remaining undefeated teams, but even in the preseason rankings before the season starts, they would just be number 1 coming off of the Super Bowl.
It'd be them number 1, Baltimore number 2.
Probably, yeah. So like perspective, like it wouldn't work in the NFL at all.
Nope. Because then who the hell's 3 through 32?
Whoever they want. Whoever they want, not the fans don't decide. Obviously, the coaches and owners don't decide. This is all based solely on an unbiased committee, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, right.
All right, Marley.
Who's paying?
Ooh, score update. I don't even think they're
The Bears.
so they are in London. I believe they're at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
They are.
Bears 14, Jaguars 3 at halftime.
Jaguars are toast.
See, Jaguars were favored 1 in this game too, so I actually I bet the Bears in this game to hopefully make a little bit of money on it. So we'll see. The Jaguars, yeah, they were favored at 1. Most of the time they win these games. You know, they're in London. This is like second home for them, but this is not the same Jaguars team.
Not this year, dude. They're I don't think Trevor Lawrence can get back to it. I think he's
I don't know.
having a good year. It's just not it.
Cole Kmet 2 touchdowns in this game.
Just not it, bro.
Updated pick standings, Marley. Here we go. You ready? Get a little snare roll. Marley, 9-4 last week. Let's go, brother.
About damn time. Still didn't put me over 500.
Max on a little bit of a slide. He went 6-7. I went 7-6. Our guest picker, Eric, 7-3. Let's go.
This guy.
And you, my friend, also hit your lock of the week. You took the Jags, improving to 2-3 as your lock picks of the week.
I was surprised the Jags won that game. I really was. I was hoping they would, but you never know.
So after last week, we currently stand, of course, Eric, our guest picker, 7-3. Marley improves to 36-36, and even 500 on the season, brother. And also looking to get a good start today. Right. 1 game ahead of you, Max, 37-35.
Whoa.
And I'm growing a little bit of a lead, 43-29.
Yeah, you got a good win-loss ratio.
Got to bring your A game today, brother, because I hate to tell you, this is one of those weeks. But some awesome matchups. We have some great matchups today. I can't wait to read them off. But I will say before we do, what's that?
I hope I get to watch one of these games before the Steelers game. I hate playing at 4:00, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, I can't watch. If they don't have a game on Fox or something, I can't watch it. And then if there's no NBC game, I can't watch it. So there's never an NBC game. And then if CBS doesn't have a 1:00 game, I'm screwed.
Of the 13 games we have, Marley, road teams are favored in 9 of them today.
Interesting.
Let's start with the Thursday night game. Obviously, that game already happened. Marley, you took the Seahawks. Max and I took the 49ers. Obviously, we watched that game in Discord. 49ers win 36-24. What do you think about the Seahawks right now? You know, they started 3-0. They're now 3-3, 2-2 at home.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's getting weird up there now. Gino didn't look good. He didn't look good. He was off real bad. I don't know. I think they're in a little bit of a first, part of the season slump right now. I don't know if it's the defenses they're playing against and if that was who they were playing in the first part of the season, but they just Gino got to get it together. The line needs to block a little bit better for him too. He's having to scurry around a little too damn much.
Yeah, the offensive line's been struggling the past couple of years too.
But I mean, they're still putting it up. They're not getting their ass whipped, but I don't know. They need to get it back together. Gino need to go back in the film room, work on his footwork, I think, a little bit, work on his mechanics, and just get back into, settling in the pocket, keeping his feet steady, planting his back foot, and letting that ball rip.
I'm still not completely sold on the 49ers turning it around, but they're starting to come around a little bit. They improved to 3-3.
I think that their whole thing is their injuries came back.
Yeah.
Kittle was back in the game again. Debo's back. The only thing they're really missing is Christian McCaffrey, but and then unfortunately that Mason kid who's leading the league in rushing, that I did not know that until that night.
Yeah.
I thought Derrick Henry was, because holy crap.
But then we're watching the game and like
70-yard runs in
they're
1
just
year.
they're just plugging guys in who are running for 30 yards. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? This Garendo kid,
Yeah.
10 carries, 99 yards. Like Shanahan just finds these kids to plug into that zone run offense and
Right.
and
They
just
just go
does
turn
it.
it off for Biggins. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, so they're not really. I don't think they're really missing the run game now. Like I think, like you just said, they can just plug somebody in. Like, don't get me wrong, they still gotta have talent. They just can't. You ain't putting my ass out there behind that offensive line, and I'm gonna get 100 yards a game. You got to still have talent. But you don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to be the Christian McCaffrey. You can
Yeah.
be just a walk-on running back and come out and just make plays. All you need is first downs as a running back. That's all you got to do. Run for that marker. That's our only goal. After that, you look for the end zone. But yeah, I think that it was a good game, division rival. I was expecting the Seahawks, so being that they were at home, I expected that 12th man to kick in a little bit more than it did. But
Right.
the 49ers fans seemed to travel pretty well to that game, so
Indeed.
that was on them.
All right, Marley, let's get to the games today. Are you ready, brother?
Absolutely.
Again, starting with the London game, both of us took the Bears. Jaguars just started with the ball to start the third quarter, so a big drive for them. This game could get out of hand quick. 1 p.m. 4-1 Texans. Actually, before I do that, I apologize. I like to read the bye week teams. NFL bye week teams. All right. Chiefs, who are 5-0. Vikings, who are 5-0. Both on a bye. So we'll have to watch what happens with them next week to see if they're going to keep up that momentum or if they're going to maybe lose a game or two moving forward. Rams and Dolphins also on a bye. Two teams that are injury ridden. I think this is a good bye week for them. I know I hate the bye week early, but sometimes a team like this could really use it. I'm very curious to see, especially with the Rams, see what if they're going to get into their pieces back moving forward. They're 1-4, so they're in big trouble. I almost think they're kind of done, but I'm interested to see what they do with the rest of their season moving forward. Dolphins 2-3. What's going to happen with them? We've been talking about this on the show for a little bit. They're still in a position, especially coming off that win last week, beating the Patriots, which we thought the Patriots would win. They're showing that there is a team that still has a fighting chance. They believe that they're still in it, and they're starting to rally around Coach McDaniel. But Tua, I don't know, man. Like, is he going to come back?
Don't come back, Tua. Just stay where you are, man. Keep your brain in your ears. Like, I mean, don't mush it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Just let your team play out the season, retire. Don't be a distraction. That's the biggest thing he can be right now is not be a distraction. And let that team focus. Don't worry about Tua coming back. Just let the team know, hey, guys, I'm going to sit out the year and see how I feel. But you retire at the end of the year, my man. You let your team draft another quarterback or get one in free agency, and you ride out the sunset, brother. You know what I mean? I know you didn't get to go that far in the NFL, but come on, bro.
Right.
You got to go further in life. The NFL only lasts a few more years. Your life's another 80.
Starting with the 1 o'clock games. Well said, Marley. I appreciate your input on that.
Yeah, man.
1 o'clock games, the biggest road favorites of the year, of this week. The Texans favored 6.5 points on the road. They are 4-1, taking on the 1-4 New England Patriots. Over under 37.5. These tend to be a little bit of trap games, but I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on this game, Marley.
Oh, I'm taking the Texans. That's for sure. I need CJ Stroud to come out and do what he does today for my fantasy team.
I'm sitting CJ Stroud this week. I'm going to roll with Baker fantasy this week. He's been putting up a little bit of better numbers, honestly, and I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. Taking the Texans. I am also taking the Texans. I'm staying away from this game as far as any like prop bets or betting on it. 6.5 is a big number on the road. The Patriots are just weird. They're going to start Drake May this week. I know I put that in our DMs the other day, and I know you went automatically to the Texans. Regardless of who's quarterback on that team right now, their offensive line is probably the worst in the NFL, even worse than the Browns. So, like, I think that with them trotting out that quarterback, he's going to learn really quick. But at the same time, could be one of those games. It's a new offense that's going to come out, might throw the Texans defense a curveball. But at the end of the day, the Texans defense is still pretty legit. I think they'll come up with a game plan to contain this guy today. They don't really have many offensive weapons either. So I don't see the Patriots losing, but I wouldn't be surprised if they at least cover in this game in like a weird like 17-14 kind of game, you know.
Yeah.
Moving on, probably the game of the week. Maybe this might be a game that you'll get. 4-1 Commanders at the 3-2 Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored 7 points in this game, Marley. Over under 51.5. There's going to be some points in this game, I believe, bro. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Wow. Let's go.
I think that they just come out and shock the world today.
I will say this is going to be a big test for the Commanders. They are coming off of a big win, of course, over my Brownies, right? But I did a little deep dive into their schedule. They are 2-1 on the road, so they're a good road team. All right, they lost the opener at the Buccaneers. Okay, it was their first game all playing together. They played really hard. They were able to put up 20 points on the Bucs defense. But then this is who they beat. The Giants 21-18, the Bengals 38-33, and the Cardinals 42-14. And then the Browns 34-13. This is like their big test today, bro. Like, I'm not saying that they played some bad teams. It's the NFL. But the way that they won these games, they were a little bit closer besides the Cardinals game than they maybe should have been. They were playing a bad Bengals team who fought hard. I'm very curious to see how they scheme up against a good Ravens team on the road.
They can stop Derrick Henry, which is pretty much the only thing you really need. Like, you got to worry about Lamar, too, running the ball, but you got to stop Derrick Henry. All you got to do with the Ravens right now. Put them in the dirt, put him in the dirt, which is good luck on that. And then you got to contain Lamar, and then you got it. Like, they showed in the beginning of the season when Henry wasn't getting it done that much. Like, he was running it, but they were losing. So come on now. No.
One of my favorite bets for
I don't think the Raven defense can handle a team that can put up that many points right now. Like I know it was Arizona's defense they put up 42 against, but they could still put up that many points.
See?
And they put up 30 something against the Bengals.
Yep.
It's not a bad defense either.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have been that the offense might not have been there, but they were still putting up points. But
Indeed.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the Commanders come out today and shock the world, baby.
That'd be nice. I'm taking the Ravens. I believe that they are a team on the come up. Started 0-2. They won 3 in a row now. They're kind of dialed in. But again, like the Commanders, the Ravens have a tough battle today to see, if they're starting to look for real again or if they're going to get humbled. Originally the line was 7. It has moved to 6.5. One of my favorite bets of the day was taking the Commanders plus the line. So I actually have a bet locked in for the Commanders. It was the alternate spread. I took them at like plus 10.5, and I still got pretty good value for it, Marley. So as long as the Commanders cover 10.5 points, we're looking good. All right, moving on. Max's game, 2-3 Cardinals at the 3-2 Packers. Packers favored 5.5 points. Over under 47.5. Jordan Love seems to be back and healthy now. What are your thoughts in this game? I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm still going to take the Packers just because they're at home. I don't think the Cardinals can come into that stadium and really do a whole lot. I don't know. I know they've been doing something here and there. They've been trying. They've been getting there, but not this week.
I think especially for Arizona, I still think that they're a couple pieces away from being good again.
Yeah.
Especially after, they got off to a hot start, and then they beat the 49ers last week. We were all over taking the Cardinals at least plus the points. I know we ended up taking the 49ers to win, but I was not surprised to see the Cardinals come out and put up a fight and actually end up winning that game. So I wasn't too mad about taking that loss on that pick last week.
Well, that was just an injury-decimated 49ers team on offense, too. So, I mean, if they had their squad, and I don't think the 49ers lost that game.
I went back and forth in this game, but ultimately I came out with the Packers as well, especially with them being at home. That's usually who I'd end up deciding on. Offense is playing pretty well. They're going to be without Jair Alexander today, so it's going to be kind of tough to guard Marvin Harrison. But I think the defensive line and the linebackers are going to be able to contain Kyler Murray from being able to stretch the field and make plays when it counts. 3-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored 3.5 points on the road, taking on the 2-3 Saints. Bucks 42.5 is the over/under. Again, another rookie quarterback's going to come in. Derek Carr's hurt. He got hurt in the Chiefs game last week. He's going to be out several weeks. Enter Spencer Rattler, who's going to come in and be the quarterback for the Saints. We talked big about him in college last year a little bit, if you remember. Good potential, but he kind of fell in the draft. And I'm curious about the Saints, too, who started 2-0. Now they've lost 3 games in a row. So
they put up a lot of points in them 2 games, and then now they're just meh.
Lots going to rely on Alvin Kamara to make some things happen for this team. I like the Bucs in this game, though.
Yeah, rookie quarterback, that's not good. That's a decent defense they're going up against. Baker's making plays down there. Yeah, we're going to take the Bucs.
1 second, Marley.
Well, while we pause during our commercial break, so hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday. It's going to be a crisp 60-some degrees here today in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I'll edit that out.
Yep.
I mean, we could have just skipped this game anyways because it doesn't matter. 1-4 Browns. In Philly, taking on the Eagles. I originally wrote the line at 8.5. It was 9.5. It's come down a little bit. It's still at 8.5. Marley,
are you going to watch this today?
I told myself I probably wasn't going to. I'll throw it on and sit around and scroll Twitter.
This guy.
Done.
Come on, man.
Done.
You're done?
No, we're done. This team is
You're
done.
Done.
Did you see the injury report that I shared? There's like 20 players, bro. Come on, man.
I mean,
but it's the NFL. This could be totally one of those games, and I'm telling you, I told you this from the beginning of the season. The Browns are going to be a tough team to pick, either for or against this year. It may not be this game, but there's going to be one of those games where like the Browns are going to come out and win. I don't believe that's going to be today. A.J. Brown's back. Devonta Smith is back. You know what Saquon Barkley's going to do? I already have a parlay going for him to score 2 touchdowns like I did last week. I should have single bet Brian Robinson to score 2 touchdowns because that would have hit. But I put it in a stupid parlay that ended up losing.
I can't believe you're betting against your team, bro.
I'm not. I'm just betting Saquon Barkley to score 2 touchdowns.
That's terrible.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Look,
there, bro.
Look, I might as well make money off the Browns this year. I might as well make money off of it. Ain't no way in hell I'm betting the 8.5 though. The money line's minus 430. You're not going to make anything off of that either.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're taking the Eagles, right?
What?
You're taking the Eagles, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Terrible. I mean, I don't know. You'll shit if they turn it around, huh?
Also, don't forget. I mean, it would not surprise me. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. It would be one of those things where like people want to throw so much money on the Eagles 8.5. Be careful. I'm not touching that because you never know.
I mean, good luck to you guys. I don't know. Whatever. Like, it's the Browns, so. I don't know why you guys get all worked up. That's
because we're tired of losing. We're tired of losing.
Because what? Well, it's like me right now. Why do I get all worked up? I should be used to this shit.
How can I be like the Guardians are in the American League Championship Series out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like that's a consistent team. Like you're talking about a team that with their small payroll, they happen to be one of the most successful franchises in MLB the last 20 years. I know they don't have much to show for it, but at the same time, they're consistent winners.
The rally behind the Guardians, bro. Leave the Browns where they are in the bottom of the toilet.
You should see Twitter. Like I'm not gonna pull up the tweet for purposes. But do you see some of the things that like so the Browns come out and tweet like, yeah, like go Guardians. Everybody's like, shut your mouth. Don't even do it.
I'll take some, you fucking shit bastards.
Yeah, it's what they're seriously saying.
This is our team. Leave him alone. Yeah.
Wrapping up the 1:00 games, 2-3 Colts on the road against the 1-3 Titans. Titans are actually favored 2.5 points in this game. Over under 42.5. Anthony Richardson might be back. Flacco might go to the bench today. I've been kind of keeping an eye on that. But the AFC South, brother.
Man, here's my thing. Like, with all due respect to Anthony Richardson, like, man, if Flacco's out there winning y'all games like he is, leave the man in.
But at the same time, Anthony Richardson needs more reps. But he's a player that can't stay healthy.
Bro.
This is the second year in a row now getting hurt. Like, what's his durability? No?
Yeah, you can't, like, yeah, it's what, Flacco going to come out for, like, one game and, like, not even probably and go back in because you're going to get hurt again? Make sure you're healthy, bro, before you go back in.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You can't stay healthy when you're not hurt. Then you want to come in early off an injury. Just let the man come out and win you another game today and call it a day. But nope, you're going to be an idiot. And then the Titans are going to win.
This was well said. I watched this interview, and Flacco explained, the pressure of, losing your starting job, because Flacco was there when Lamar Jackson, came up and Flacco was starting to get injured and things like that. So he explained it really well. Anthony Richardson's starting to feel a little bit of pressure. So that man's going to try and maybe come back before he's completely healthy, which is never good.
Nope, because now he's going to be gun shy in the pocket. He's going to be running for his life. He's not going to be steady. He's going to be quick, hot-footed. He's not going to have that internal clock.
Yeah.
And his internal clock's going to be rust because he's going to be afraid to get hit. And then he's a running quarterback too. So what are you going to do now? You're not going to run? You're going to take that out of your game now because you're afraid to get busted up?
That risks further injury.
Yep. Like, yeah, you're one good shot away again from being out again, getting re-aggravated. But, what do we know? We're just analysts.
I'm taking the Colts on the road here, actually.
Oh, risky bet.
Could be a scrappy game. Low scoring. Who you got?
Titans.
I think you did say that. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yep. Titans win, baby.
Get to the 4:00 games, Marley. 2-2 Chargers favored 3 points on the road in Denver against the 3-2 Broncos. Over under 35.5. They expect low scoring. Chargers coming off the bye week. I expect Justin Herbert to be a little bit more healthy. But the Broncos are playing well, especially that defense. I could see this being a low scoring game. What are your thoughts? Who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Broncos at home, only because they're division rivals. I think it's going to be a good game because the Broncos are coming off a nice week. And then you got the Chargers coming off a bye week, so they can game plan a little harder, get a little bit of rest. But I still think the Broncos win by a touchdown.
Wow. Broncos by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, keep in mind too, have you decided on your lock of the week this week yet? Is that
not yet?
Maybe not. Ooh, not yet. All right. I did forget to say that mine was the Bears.
The Bears. Yeah, I've taken a lot of the underdog teams already, so I'm kind of. I don't want to, I'm really tossing around the Broncos, but I'm gonna wait to see what the rest of the week brings here.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I brought this up when we first talked about it. I know the game already had started. Obviously, we threw our picks in like late last night into the early morning. So yeah, the Bears are my lock just because like I saw, especially with them not being favored in this game, I'm like, man, I think the Bears are definitely gonna win it. So excuse me. All right. Still on the Chargers and Broncos. I went back and forth heavily in this game, Marley. I'm taking the Chargers on the road. I just think with them coming off the bye week, I think they're going to be a little bit of a better position. I know the bye week doesn't guarantee anything with them being on rest. Sometimes that can slow a team down with like momentum. But the Chargers needed it. They were starting to get injury ridden. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Steelers. So like they were starting to get beat up a little bit by those defenses. But I expect them to come back and bounce back, even on the road in a tough environment in Denver. I'm not completely sold on the Broncos. If the Broncos could get the 4-2 though, that'll be really impressive. Your game, Marley. Absolutely. Your game. 3-2 Steelers. Favorite 3 points on the road against the 2-3 Las Vegas Raiders. Over under 36.5. Now remember, the last time the Raiders and Steelers played, the Raiders were home. And what were we tweeting in those DMs? Pictures of all the terrible towels in the stands in Vegas, I expect a big crowd again. Steeler country in Las Vegas. What do you think about this game?
Well, I'm happy to see we're staying with Fields at quarterback.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute.
Defense,
Wait. Let's go back for a second. The
Okay.
shadow of Russell Wilson is around. What is going on? What do you think is going to happen? What should they do? Should they just stick with Fields?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I also think this might have been the plan the whole time. Because, excuse me, everybody. Sorry, I get hangry, so I can't be hungry on the show.
It's all good,
Um,
man.
um, Fields is playing well. He's starting to come around. We're starting to see them open up the offense a little bit. Russell Wilson shadow, it's there. I don't think it's a shadow. I don't think it's looming over him like, oh, I'm going to lose my starting job because even when we lost,
They're not like, oh,
the
we should
coaching
put in right. They're not coming out. Everybody's not freaking out saying, oh, we need to put Russell Wilson in. Like, there's no sense of urgency
yeah,
there.
not
The
even
media is the only
no,
ones that are doing that.
not necessarily. Like they're asking if they're going to put him in now. If you look at Pittsburgh Twitter, if you listen to Pittsburgh sports radio, no one's over here burning the barn down
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
sit Fields and
Exactly.
get Russell Wilson in. Everybody's actually questioned whether or not Russell Wilson will perform when you put him in.
Not only
That's the
that,
big
but
thing
like
right now.
looking at the future too, like 2 years down the road, who's still going to be in the NFL? Justin Fields or Russell Wilson? Like they got to think about
And
that
that's
too,
the
bro.
other thing. If you can develop Justin Fields in this offense under Arthur Smith, the tight ends, the run game, the way they've been doing things, they've been playing safe, productive football.
Yep.
Now, on the other side of things, our defense was quite elite for the first 3 weeks.
Indeed.
Granted, we did play a very, very, mediocre at best. My dog's got to go out. Come on, Memphis, go outside. We did play a very, you know, a rusty Kirk Cousins, so I'll give him that. Like that wasn't exactly a testament to, how good we could be because he wasn't that great. Um, but we did put, the defense did make plays last week. They made the splash plays, but the consistency just wasn't there. Yes, we had some turnovers, we had some nice sacks,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, like the Cowboys with basically a no-name running back came out and just stuck it to us. Now, the Raiders don't exactly have that kind of run game, nor do they have the kind of quarterback, that the Cowboys have. Because, don't give him, Dak made plays last week where he had to. I'll give him that. Our defense, they need to tighten up. Everybody was even saying that. Cam was like, we're just not being consistent. And we're not. When you can come out, like, we don't give up 100-yard rushers. And we just been letting them get up over us. Like, the pass game ain't really that bad. Like, we're covering. It's just that we get focused on the run because we're getting our ass kicked. And then they go over top of us. And that's just how the NFL works. Once you bring 8 men in the box, that quarterback reads that. He sees it's man coverage on that corner. The safety's down on the line, or maybe just a single safety back. Like they've been keeping Minka back there by himself. A quarterback sees that. If he knows that receiver can burn that corner, that's an easy tutty. If not, it's an easy, 20, 30-yard gain at best. So, yeah, I don't know. We just got to play more consistent. I'm liking what the offense is doing. I hope Cordell Patterson comes back soon because I like him in the run game. He's a good spell of nausea, I think. Like Jalen Warland comes back today. So
Is he?
hoping Warren,
Okay.
yeah, he should be playing today. I think he's going to be real limited in reps, but he's going to bring another little spice to our offense. We do miss him. He is a good 1-2 punch with Najee, and I think now that we have Najee, Cordell, and Jalen back there, I think that's going to be a hell of a running back, trio back because Cordell's he's a real good dude on the pass game too, but he's a nice big, solid stand-up runner, and he just runs downhill on your ass. And then I think that's the other thing too. Like we need Warren to come in and wear these defenses down. That's what we're missing. I think the most in our offense is that back that comes in. Because Najee, don't get me wrong, he gonna stiff arm you in the open field, but he ain't that dude that's gonna
Get away.
just run right at you and just make you take these hard ass just pounding you. Like he's gonna make you not want to tackle him after a while. You're like, oh, it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Or we better gang tackle this fool so we're not all taking the brunt of this. But
right.
Yeah, we just need to get more consistent on defense. I'm liking what the offense is doing. We're putting up points. We're stretching the field. We just got to keep it going, guys. Just keep it going. I feel good about today. I hate playing the damn Raiders. I hate playing the Raiders at home.
Weird team every year, man. They're weird. Raiders are weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Sir, if you're in here, I don't want to hear your shit. All right. Your team is dog shit. They just happen to have our number every year. But I don't know, man. Like I think TJ and Cam and them, I don't think they like what they saw for the past 2 weeks. I think they come back and just pin their damn ears back and just look for the boys that have a big day. We're also pretty shitty on injuries right now. Like we lost our center for the season, basically.
Yeah.
We keep getting our offensive lines now getting hurt, which isn't good because we got a lot of rookies too. And it's like, damn it, man, these kids are performing.
Rotating.
And then now they're getting hurt. So now you're getting inconsistent offensive line play. And we're getting decimated at the linebacker position, man. Like, damn, we just lost Herbig again. Like, we still don't have Highsmith back. Like, that puts a lot of stress on TJ because he's always getting held and double covered.
Sure.
But then again, that right side of that linebacker and that defensive line starts ripping into him. Then you got to think twice again about doing all that. But
right.
It's going to be a good show today. I hate playing at 4 o'clock because we're playing in the damn West Coast. We got to go to their 1 o'clock schedule, I guess. If not, they'd have to get up out of bed and actually do something for once.
I think so. Man, my voice keeps cracking. Sorry. My opinion on this game and overall the Steelers. So they started 2-0. Obviously, over the past couple of weeks shows that the Steelers aren't invincible. They're going to lose a few games here or there. I really like how they played against the Cowboys. They did lose that game. And then they find themselves at 3-2 now. But like you said, the feel around the city, especially in the sports side of it, as far as like the local media goes and things like that, they're not hitting the panic button yet. They're going to get dialed in this week. They're still 3-2. They still have a lot to play for. And I think the Steelers are going to come out and win this game today. I'm taking the Steelers. Raiders are starting to get a dose of reality themselves. They've had a few tough games that they've lost. They've had a few tough games that they've won, especially against the Ravens. They squeaked out a win, coming back and winning that game. They survived the Browns game. They ended up winning that game. So they've won a few games that they've could have lost, but they got that team playing tough. But Aiden O'Connell coming out, I mean, come on. I don't see Aiden O'Connell coming out. Even though he's a quarterback that can, put up points, he's not going to do it against the Steelers defense. I expect the Steelers to win this game. Again, another probably low-scoring, scrappy game.
Yeah, well, it might be low-scoring on an aspect of like it's not going to be last night's game, the Ohio State Oregon game or anything like that. It ain't going to be that
49ers
shootout
Seahawks game, right?
Yeah, it ain't going to be a shootout, but it's going to be a good game. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I do expect our defense to eat a little bit against this quarterback.
This game will be going on while yours is going on. This is Fox Game of the Week. 3-1 Lions favorite 3.5 points on the road, taking on the Dallas Cowboys, who are 3-2. 52.5 is the over/under. I expect points. Marley.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Wow.
I don't think the Cowboys are that good. I think they just had a good week against us, and their run game came out. No one had, that. I think the Lions are going to watch that tape. They're going to see what we did wrong, and see what the Cowboys are able to do against a very good defense. And they're going to make some plugins, and they're gonna bring the show to Jerryland this week.
I think the Cowboys are.
That is my lock of the week.
Oh, the Lions! Let's go, baby. Lions lock of the week. I'll allow it. It's still only a 3.5 point favorite, and they're on the road too, so definitely counts. I think, as far as the Cowboys, I could compare them a little bit to the Ravens, right? Like they
Yeah.
started they started 1-2. Their only win at that time was against the Browns. All right, that was week 1. They battled back, put together a couple wins. Now they're 3-2. But like, what are the Cowboys moving forward? Especially they're going to be without Minka Parsons. That is big on that defense. You're talking about a guy that's a game changer that they don't have at that position anymore. They have a solid linebacker core still, yeah. Now they're without Deron Bland still. They're getting banged up in the secondary. Dak's making all this money. Like, what? The Steelers, the Steelers put up a big fight to show that the Cowboys are not necessarily back yet. So I'm taking the Lions here too. I took them, and I did go back and forth on it, but ultimately I'm coming out the Lions. I think Gibbs and Montgomery are going to run the ball. Plus, I got to say this too. David Montgomery getting an extension as a running back, like that's pretty cool to see. A lot of these teams were writing running backs off, kind of blacklisting running backs from getting paid. The Lions show that they're going to pay their players and play a big key player on their offense. Like Montgomery is a little bit of a veteran, but to see him get money kind of makes me happy, bro. Like the running back position is still very important in the NFL. They want to come out and say, "Oh, this is a passing league now." Now, there's some teams that still like to come out and run the ball. Detroit's one of them, and they've been proving it week in and week out. So I'm happy for that, man.
We talked about this early in the season. Like, go ahead and start being one-dimensional.
Yep.
Even the analysts are talking about this during the games. You can't be one-dimensional, like
the Browns.
Because then you got guys like TJ, guys like Myles Garrett. They're gonna come in and completely wreck the damn game because all you're doing is dropping back. Okay, bet. Now we just got to cover. We ain't got to worry about a running back.
Yep.
Put a linebacker on him to cover him in the spy. That's all you got to do.
Right. That's it.
And then he's honestly probably in there for chip blocking. So okay, he could sneak out for a 5-yarder. We'll knock his ass out real quick.
You'll take that all day versus like a 30-yard play downfield. Absolutely.
Exactly. And you're not only going to complete a very small percentage of them after a while because what are you going to do? And like, how tired are your receivers going to be after a while when they're just doing 30, 40-yard sprints
Indeed.
constantly and not catching the ball? They get tired too. You can't just constantly go out there and just throw it. You see these games that are 50-some passes by a quarterback. Like, are you nuts? Like, I get it, you're down. But at what point don't you just say, hey, man, we know we're down, and I know this is going to eat up some clock, but they're not expecting you. So let's go out here and make some plays here, huh? And that's what that dude's up there doing.
Mm-hmm. Last of the 4 o'clock games, 3-2 Falcons favored 6 points, taking on the Panthers 1-4 at home. Not 1-4 at home. They're 1-4. Yeah, I can see a trap game, division game, bro. But I think the Panthers got their one win. They got their one win.
I think the Panthers win this game, bro.
Wow.
For some reason.
Can't go with all the favorites today, exactly. You got that feeling?
I think the Panthers just have that. They just it's going to be at home. A division rival. Is Andy Dalton still playing?
Yep.
See, that's the X factor in that game. Because you got 2 old veteran quarterbacks, still in their, they're in their playing years still. I think Kirk Cousins is a little bit better off than Andy Dalton because he was just playing a lot longer. Like, Andy Dalton's been bench riding it.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that the Falcons really don't know Andy Dalton that well might have the play in the game. Like, he come out and was putting it up, man. Like, he can make it happen. So I'm gonna take the Panthers.
I don't hate that pick, but
it's a division,
on
man.
the other side of it, Falcons are starting to come around. Like I preached, like week 1, like you got the Falcons at like the perfect spot. It was week 1. You guys were on the road, but you came out and won the game. In this new offense with the Falcons, like, Arthur Smith had their number. Knowing the players from last season, even if it was a different group. But the Falcons have some playmakers, man. Like Drake London's, starting to develop into one of the top playmakers in the NFL this season. But they're still not using Kyle Pitts that much or Bijan Robinson like they should be. But at the same time, like the Falcons defense is pretty solid too. And I just think that the Panthers don't have enough to win this game as far as playmakers go. That's basically why I'm going on it. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers do cover the 6 points. But give me the Falcons on the road. Should be a good game, like you said. Sunday night football, for whatever reason, 1-4 Bengals favored 3.5 points on the road, taking on the Giants at 2-3. They've been on a lot of prime time already this year. Come on, man.
The hell?
What the heck is this game? I will say the
New York
Bengals
market.
Bengals playing tough. They've been putting up points and they're still losing though. Like they should have won that game last week against the Ravens.
Yeah, that shit sucked. Really needed the Ravens to lose that game just for the division standings. Now we're in second.
Right, because that now going back to that could be a game where that was a turning point for the Ravens. You know, gave them some boost, confidence.
Oh man, dude, what a shit game!
Yawn.
Like,
Malik
who the
Neighbors is
hell
out.
wants? I mean, I'm gonna take the Bengals. I don't know. I just can't pick the Giants.
I can't either. But Giants have been a tough team to pick against. Like they come out and they'll win a game that we pick against them for sure. That's happened a couple times this year already. They played good against the Cowboys.
I don't think that the Bengals are gonna let the Giants. After last week, I think they're pissed.
I think so too.
You know,
and
they should have won that game.
Definitely,
they can't lose to this shitty ass NFC team. Like
definitely a must win.
If they lose to the Giants, bro,
yeah,
their season's fucked.
Yeah, because they're 1-4 right now. Like,
yeah, they're fucked.
Turmoil.
Like they cannot go 1-5 now. Like they can't go 1-5. If they do that, dude, they're in the same shape as you guys. Just where are you now? Like, what are you doing now? Like, what are you gonna try and do now? Like, if you're down 4 games already, going into week 7, you're gonna start the division run in a couple weeks with us, because we got to play your asses twice.
Yeah.
You lose to us once or even twice, and then I don't know, man. I'm the Bengals. I don't see the Giants really being that good, to be honest. Like I know they're at home and all that bullshit.
Yeah, and then without their top playmaker, they're without Malik Neighbors. This rookie running back, I don't even remember his name. He came out and put up big fantasy numbers last week. Let me go back and look. I gotta remember his name.
But I think that was just a good week for a rookie running back with no film.
Right. Because they
it's kind of like that Mason kid from the 49ers. Like, I know he's got film on, he's leading the league, but
and it was the Seahawks that they beat. So like, what does that mean for the Giants? Like, yeah, it was in Seattle, but that team showed that they're not good at home. Like, what's this kid? Tyrone Tracy, 30 carries, 158 yards. Like, that's pretty dang impressive. I don't see him doing that against the Bengals. Like,
you're not doing that against the Bengals, bro.
Especially if you get down early in the game. Like, they're not going to be running the ball.
The Bengals just have an offense that they ain't gonna let you. Like, they're gonna put up points. They're not gonna let you go out and run the ball like that. Like,
right. So can the Giants come out and put up 30 points? I don't think so. Like the Giants are gonna have to put 30 plus points to win this game.
Neighbors. You're not putting it up without Neighbors. Who they got to throw the ball to then?
Darius Slayton.
You're not doing
he's okay. He's decent, but he's not a number 1 anymore.
Yeah, that's your one dude. No, okay. So then what? He's gonna get doubled. Yeah. Then what? You're gonna have no. Today ain't the day, bro.
I'm taking the Bengals too. So. And then we could talk about the Monday night game. Jets fire Robert Saleh this week. What is going on in New York, bro?
The curse of Rodgers, bro. Rodgers is running the team now.
And he came out and defended them. He goes, I should have been playing better. This would have never happened. Like, he was a big supporter of Robert Saleh.
But wait a minute. Let's get back to that push-off that week.
Yep.
What was really going on in that locker room? What was really going on behind closed doors in the Jets? Like, what the hell? You got Aaron Rodgers over there, Mr. I am better discount double check bullshit.
Yeah, going on Pat McAfee podcasts and shit during the week. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. And then you come out and you put up 9 points and get your ass kicked.
Against Denver? Yeah.
Against Denver, bro. Denver. And then you want to go over and sit on the bench, wrap a towel around around your head and not talk to anybody.
Yep.
You're supposed to be the veteran leader
Yep.
of that offense. You're supposed to come in there and light a spark, my friend. Okay? Not really my friend, but whatever. Can't stand your ass. But I was high on you in the first part of the season, but you're showing your true colors, man. You're a prima donna, bro. The ayahuasca did not clearly work on you. All right? You need another dose, bro. Okay? It worked last year. You were fine. Well, the year before. But then you come out and got hurt. Now you thought you were going to come out and be good. Kirk Cousins is actually playing better than you, and he had the same damn injury.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, son. Doesn't it suck to be you right now?
Perspective.
You don't have a shitty team. You have a very talented team around you.
Yep.
You know, you've got receivers. You've got a running back. You've got a decent defense. Right now, my friend, it is on you to play better as their franchise quarterback.
And he said he did come out and say that. He did come out and say that. But I agree. But now, like they have another coach that they're going to plug in.
Man. Playing better is also on the field and off the field. When they see their veteran quarterback, you know, Aaron Rodgers, blah blah blah, Super Bowl winning douchebag, come over and sit on the bench and wrap your towel around your head and not want to talk to anybody and act like you're just going to cry. And you probably weren't crying.
So Eric chimed in. By the way, you went 7-3 last week. Congrats, brother. We did say that on the show earlier. You brought up a good point. So like I was about to say this. Eric says, you hear they said they were about to fire Nathaniel Hackett last week, and then Saleh ended up getting fired instead. If so, that's a Rodgers call. Absolutely. So like he was going to fire their offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. But again, I don't think that fixes anything. But at the same time, now we're in a situation, Marley, real quick. So like sometimes for whatever reason, sometimes players want to rally around a new coach coming in. Like the interim coach ends up leading the Jets to a 7-3 record down the stretch. But I just don't see that happening because regardless, Rodgers still has to play better, and I don't see that happening anymore.
No, because he's in his head.
Yes.
He's completely in his head right now. He's literally you come out and you put up 9 points. Congratulations, bro. That's a very shitty Broncos team you put up 9 points against. You could have come out and had a very good game. But nope. And then you haven't had a very good game all season. You know, like I said, Kirk Cousins is actually playing quite well compared to what you're playing, bro. And I hope you're looking at that because you need to go watch Kirk Cousins film then. See what he's up to. I don't know. Take some notes. And then stop being a bitch on the sideline, bro. And I'm guarantee you that's transferring into the locker room. He walks in with that woes me bullshit. And, you know, not getting good chemistry with the receivers.
Yep.
That's obviously what's not happening. You're not making it in the passing game. That's what handing the ball off ain't up to you, buddy. You know, once you give that ball away, the running back's going to do his job. You're not getting it to your receivers. You're not seeing the field. So, I don't know. Is he getting sacked a lot? I haven't watched him in any other games.
He's running for his life every week. Their offensive line has been giving him a little bit of trouble, but, like, he has opportunities to get the ball out quicker, too. He has good receivers that can catch the ball, you know, like a 2-3 drop back and not doing it.
If you have to, start out in the shotgun. If the line can't block, you know, you don't have to pass out of the shotgun. You can do play action. You can do run pass option. I don't know how much run pass option his ass is gonna do.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it really does all boil down to Aaron Rodgers needing to play better. But that's all. That's on both sides of on and off the field right now. Like, stop going on stupid podcasts. Stop waiting. You know, just go watch film, bro. Go practice. Go do drills with your receivers.
Right.
Go talk to your O-line. Go do something other than Pat McAfee. You want to do our show? You're going to get cooked, I'll tell your ass that right now. But you can bring your ass.
Bring your ass. Updated scoring. Bears 28, Jags 10. Start of the fourth quarter. Bears with the ball. I believe they're kicking off. I think they just scored a touchdown. Yep, they just scored a touchdown. So it's 28-10. Bears
Jags
leading.
just scored?
No, the Bears just scored. They're about to kick off. They scored to start the fourth quarter.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully that picks him down.
Caleb Williams, 20-25, 183 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Damn. 4 tutties?
4 tutties.
In the passing game?
Yep. But he only has 183 yards.
I mean, you don't got to have a gang of yards.
Yeah.
You're just getting the red zone touchdowns. That's all. You're being productive where you need to be productive.
But like even
25,
Trevor,
20 to 25 is pretty good, man.
even Trevor Lawrence, 15 to 20, 172 yards and a touchdown, no turnovers. But they're just the Jaguars are done. They're done, bro. And that's sad because that was a team that was coming up last couple of years.
Yep.
Yep.
Now they're
exactly.
going to be on the slide. Terrible.
That wraps up the pick segment of the week, Marley. You know what that means.
Time for the bets.
Time for the bets. Ooh. Now, I will admit, I'm on a little bit of a break for like another week on FanDuel, but I still want to throw something in here.
He said I'm on a break
for the entertainment. I am. What are your thoughts? What was your favorite? So you like the Lions today, right?
Yep.
Let me see what their lines are, because being 3.5 point favorites, we're not going to get really big. Ooh, it's down to 3. All right. So the Lions minus 176 on the money line. That's a good bet. So I'll throw that in there.
That's minus money though.
Yeah, but we build a parlay, bro.
Yeah.
Like minus 176 is good in a parlay. Like it's not minus 400 to where like you have to make 3 other bets to make it plus money. One more bet, even if it's like minus 300, minus 400, it's gonna still put it over plus odds. So like that's what you look for. Yeah, I like that. My luck.
Take it to management and baby.
So imagine that. So like say we go Lions and Commanders. Commanders are plus 250. That's plus 448. $5, 22.44. That's pretty good.
That's what I'm betting.
That's it. Nice, simple. Just need the Lions to win and the Commanders to win. $5 gets you 22.44. Now, if it was $10, it would be 44.89.
Yeah, no, I'm only putting 5 on it.
Don't throw me no money this week.
My brother's bet back from me losing on the Thursday night game. Damn it.
So that sounds like a good bet.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple over on ESPN bet. My favorite one. Well, my favorite one was the Bears minus 2.5. I was alternate spread that I took for some good plus money, so I should win that. What was another one of my favorites? I'm not gonna be able to pull up the site. I picked. Oh, I took an alternate under 42.5 for minus 190 in the Houston Texans and Patriots game. I think that's a low scoring game. Even if the Texans win by a lot, I could see it being like a 28 to like 10 game, so that should cover that spread. And I took the under alternate for minus 245, so I stretched it way out here. It's supposed to go way under this anyways for your game, Marley, the Steelers and Raiders. So I think it's going to be under 42.5 total. I could see that happening. You know, even if it's like a 20 to 23 game, that's like right there at 43. So I don't see both teams putting up 20 points. So that's my key fact. That's my key factor there. So I have $5 on that. Gets me $10.75. So I'm pretty much getting my money back. So I like that bet. That's my favorite bet of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet that Commanders and Lions parlay.
There you go.
Yeah. That could be a good one.
That wraps up the show today, Eric. Appreciate you stopping by, chiming in. Always a pleasure having you around, my man. Marley, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I know you got to wait till 4:00, but hopefully you get to see a good game before yours comes on.
I don't know if I do or not. I didn't check any CBS things, or I didn't check Fox.
Bears driving, 1st and goal at the Jacksonville 9. They are definitely about to put this game away.
Wait a minute. Did they already punt back to him then?
Either they punted or got a turnover.
Wow.
They are 1st and goal at the 9.
Wait a minute. It has to be a turnover.
Not even like 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes after they got the ball back.
Yeah, that's fast. So yeah, it had to be a turnover, or they punted it. Wow, that's impressive. The Bears are kicking there,
and they scored. Keenan Allen now has 2 touchdowns. Cole Kmet has 2 touchdowns. So if you bet them for 2 touchdowns,
so what now? What's his name has 5 touchdowns?
Yep. Caleb Williams.
Oh my God,
5 touchdowns.
Woo! Hey, look at them Bears. Matt's probably pissed right now. The Bears are going to fight you guys for the division now, Matt. Ooh. Ooh, when do they play again, bro?
That's That's very curious about that. So they don't play until 11/17. They're home against the Packers, and then they play the last week of the season on January 5th. So that could be for the division,
Oh.
possibly. I hope not. I bet
That
the
would
Bears
be-
did not make the playoffs.
Oi.
Well, they play the Commanders next week, then the Cardinals, Patriots, Packers, Vikings, Lions, 49ers, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Packers. So they got a tough stretch.
Yeah, but they can go well over 500 through that stretch, dude.
Hmm.
The only thing that's going to test the real test is going to be the Commanders and the Bears. That's going to be a good game, bro. Them two rookie quarterbacks going at it.
They better put that game on.
They better have that game on national TV.
1 o'clock on
Yeah.
CBS. Mm.
That's probably going to be my game then.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. No, I think we play Monday night now.
Yeah, you have
Or Sunday night.
kind of a weird schedule.
Yeah, we played Sunday night, then we played 4 o'clock, then I think
Eric
we
says
played
on
Monday. I think we
That's
play the
funny.
Giants next week, bro.
Monday night, I think
Yeah.
so. That makes sense.
Yeah, Monday night against the Giants. Man, I gotta wait all weekend to watch football.
Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Let's watch some football and have some fun. Win some money. You know. Peace.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. Later.